sports listeners. I am your host, Erica Salda, the Queen of Teen. Please tune in
every single Tuesday.
This is a whole hour of Saturday morning teen athletes.
All right.
And all those people and businesses that support those teen athletes.
And we've got teen athletes coming out our ears in here.
We got some baseball
Unbelievable.
players.
We got a room full of testosterone today.
I know. Look, it's awesome because we did the esterone.
Can we say testosterone?
Yeah, we can say that.
You can.
I know. I know.
Is that considered harassment?
No.
Well, we were just doing The View like for 3 weeks in a row, and you're the one who said it. I mean, we were like with all girls, all like 3 weeks in a row.
We had a lot of ladies.
That's it. That's it.
That's
what I hear.
You guys should have been
changed
here
it up
last week.
I know. That's it. It's all day. Well, first off, I want to introduce a co-host. We've got next 2 or 3 weeks. We just rolling out all male co-hosts. You're gonna like this, okay? First guy I want to introduce. He's gonna tell us a little bit about himself. I'm gonna let him do that himself. But put your hands together. Jordan Tuwick! All right, associate head coach for CSUN.
Thanks, Erica.
I mean, he was on CSUN, Cal State, Northridge.
Oh, Northridge.
Yay!
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Welcome to the
Thank you.
place.
It's a long way to come.
This is my second time back here. I'm excited to be here. I was here a few weeks ago, and we were talking about a camp that we were going to put on, and we did last weekend. Erica was there with Dominique. It was unbelievable, and I've been a coach there for 5 years. I've been coaching college baseball for 16 years. And,
Did Erica ever drop and give you 20?
She gave me 30, actually, so it was great. It was a really good time, and excited to be here.
I tell you, I mean, the experience, you can't even put it into words. I did a Thursday event, Friday event, Saturday event, woke up with a head cold, wasn't feeling very good, but I was just so excited just to be able to participate and be a part of it, and it was beyond belief how amazing it was. I haven't been down in that part of, the world. And thank you, Dr. Energy. The world! I got to say, the most fun clip in my mind, okay, was going down the hallway with you, okay? And all of a sudden, we were talking about, my vision of always having, like, the reality TV show, right?
Yep.
And I look over to you, and all of a sudden, I hear, boom! And the door opens up, okay? And I look over, and I see this boy, and you know who I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
And it would be like the sequel, okay, to, I mean, I don't know how to say it. It was like, a boy comes out, 8th grader, right? Mm-hmm. And he goes, yeah, that's Big Mike.
Big Mike,
okay? And it would be like the sequel to Blindside,
yeah,
okay?
Big Mike.
And it was
he's
like,
a big boy.
I don't know, 6'3", maybe, right?
Yeah, 6'3",
220.
Probably 230.
Okay,
yeah.
230. And he's I said like 270, but you said 230.
12 years
and
old.
I know, okay, I just looked at him and said, mine. I said, mine. Would you like a nice Catholic education? Yes. We've got this school, okay, called St. Raphael's. We'll finish him up there, and then maybe he'll go to Bishop.
Yeah.
How's that, right?
He was unbelievable.
Yeah.
He did a couple interviews for we were doing a documentary for this thing. It was, like I said, 7th, 8th grade camp. Mike's 12 years old. He's from Compton, California. First baseball camp he's ever been to, and that was probably about 95% of this camp was the first thing like this that they'd ever been to. It was all day. We did lunch. We did dinner. Some of our baseball team was out there working with these young guys. Our coaching staff, Home Field for Champions had Darren Spiller and Mike Thorne out here who were on the show a couple weeks ago, and it was unbelievable. But we had a lot of kids from a lot of different areas. We had kids from up here. It was great to see kids from Goleta, from Santa Barbara. We had kids from Oxnard, San Fernando Valley. The kids from up here turned out in full force, though. I mean, Mike obviously stole the show. He was I think he hit 2 home runs in batting practice over a college field at age 12. But
crushed it.
Absolutely crushed it.
I ran and got the ball, okay? And I couldn't find Mike to sign the ball, okay? Mike! Yeah. I went and got that ball.
Just a cool afternoon, just a really fun atmosphere, and I think the kids really enjoyed it. And like I said, we're very thankful for you for putting those kids up in this area. I think we had over 103 kids show up to the camp. 45 spots is what we were able to kind of round up from Santa Barbara, and guys like Bill Pintard. I know we talked before we started this, but gosh, Bill being able to help us out with that bus that got some of those kids up there was unbelievable.
Yeah, Bill, put your hands together.
Put your hands for Bill.
Yeah, Bill. I tell you, Bill Pintard. I mean, because it went down like this. You made the phone call. Good news, bad news. I always like to start with the bad because I always like to finish good. Sure. Right? That's always how I look at things. Because really, it's no bad, right?
Yep.
So we just say, we're having a little problem with the transportation. I'm like, well, it can't work because these kids, no transportation, like for as far away as we're at, and I'm like, and I told you that weekend. I mean, I was planning on being, down at my dad, and I didn't think that I was even going to be able to attend, the festivities. And when you said the transportation, I don't know what happened. I always do my little thing.
Sure.
I always say to myself when something doesn't go right, I always go like, need a little help. God. Sure. I always like, need a little help. I pause. God. Okay. And I don't know. I said God, and I don't know what happened. I mean, say what you will. Somehow, a picture of Bill. I don't know what happened. I need a little help. Pause, God. A picture of Bill just manifested. Wow. And then I said, I'll call you right. Did I not say?
Yeah.
I'm going to call you right back. Yeah. Okay. And then I just said, I had to breathe. Okay. I called. He picks up on the first ring. I don't know why he does this. I said, Bill, hi. I always do this, right? He knows I want something.
Sure.
It's either that or I'm going to give him something because I try to do that. And I did give him a couple of things before I asked. And I said, and I told him the whole thing. And I get my speech down really quick. And I try not to stutter because, he's from Queens. He doesn't like when I stutter. And I did it in a minute. And he goes, I'll take care of it.
Yeah. And he did.
Just put your hands together for Bill.
Kids showed up. They were on time. They were excited.
It was really good.
It was great.
They
came out in full force, and they did a really good job. I mean, our coaches, our players were. I think there was a lot of comments, especially from those guys. They came full uniform. They all looked in the same, same deal, same hats. It was really cool. So we're thankful. Please.
This is a camp that the college puts on?
Yeah. It was actually, it was kind of a joint venture. We have a nonprofit called Home Field for Champions that does a lot of these type of events where we're, we worked this one in particular with Erica and Dominique to try to get it off the ground. And we also have, CSUN baseball, but we run a program out of there called Diamond University. And it's really our community outreach where we're doing these sort of things. So we can't, we do, one or two a year like this where it's a completely free camp. Everything's sponsored, all the food. We kept it 7th, 8th graders just because NCAA for college has some rules on what we can and can't do in terms of free stuff, but it was an unbelievable turnout. These are kids that will be sitting in these guys' shoes in the next year or two, and I think they were very grateful and their parents were grateful. It was just a really good time.
Can I say, it's like what it would be like if you were a freshman in college. And then what the beautiful thing is, Coach Moore is probably one of the premier coaches in the country. And basically, it starts. You start in a classroom, and he actually has all these kids, and you learn what it's like to be a college freshman. And I sat in all the classes. We all did. And then they had a class about money. Okay, and what these kids are, what it's like to be a college freshman, and how to handle your money.
Yeah, I try to take them through almost a full day of what it would be like. So you get a little strength and conditioning. We brought in somebody on the money management side to teach them some life skills. We do some classroom work. We practice. We play games. So by the end of it, they're pretty tired and exhausted, but they get a good feel for what it's going to be like.
So if a kid is listening to this today and says, "I want in on that,"
yeah.
How would they find out?
I think contacting the radio station and getting in touch with Erica. She's got my information and she has Coach Moore's information, and we're going to run another one of these really soon, probably within the next 5 or 6 months is what we're looking at. So,
and what's the qualifications to be able to be part of this?
Really, it was just age. It was just age. We were trying to find some kids that maybe wouldn't have this opportunity otherwise. I think baseball is becoming a sport where it's very, it's financially driven, and we're trying to crack down some of those doors and give everybody an opportunity to play.
When you say everybody, does that mean kids who have tremendous talent only, or just anybody who really wants to be there?
I think anybody that really wants to be there.
That's wonderful.
Heart.
Wonderful. Thank you for that.
Absolutely.
And not to have when he says it's pay for play, and I've got to say, it's like, we just want to give the child that wants to play a chance to play. We want to give him an opportunity. not necessarily, you don't have to have means anymore. We want to just give all children, an opportunity. You want to give a couple of, I know he said go to break, but because I know you have to go.
Sure.
Talk about what they're doing at your school at CSUN. They're building a new stadium, and what Home Field for Champions is doing as far as what they're doing.
Yeah, we've got a group, the Home Field for Champions, that's looking to build a community center, a training facility that would be able to service some underserved kids and be able to incorporate the San Fernando Valley, Los Angeles, and all surrounding areas. But what we're doing in conjunction is we're building a brand new baseball stadium. So that's part of what we were going to do anyway as a baseball program. And so when we kind of met these people and got hooked up with Erica, it just made sense. It made sense to try to do something like this, to kick that off. We have a groundbreaking that's going to happen within the next month on our stadium, and so we're really excited about that on the baseball side, but it's leading to being able to do more things like this, so pretty exciting.
It's a better groundbreaking than the one I had in Northridge, which caused me to leave.
Yeah, that was 1994. That was a little different.
That was a different groundbreaking.
That was different, yeah. That was different.
Yeah, that brought me here, though.
That was a good move for you.
You're talking about a 30,000 square foot add-on.
Wow.
So, yeah.
That's amazing.
So,
kids who are insulated and isolated in communities where the opportunity may not be as great, they're in an insular world.
Yeah.
You open up the consciousness and the reality that they can break out beyond that limitation.
Oh, no question. And we're such a good area. We're centrally located, I think. We got some really good areas around us of kids that want to be a part of it. Most of these kids had never been on a college campus on Sunday, so this would have been their first experience with that. Not just baseball, but just seeing the classroom, seeing the library. I mean, we feel like that's just as important.
It's a great goal. Yeah. It's a great carrot to hold out there to say you can go for it, and we'll support you. So thank you for the work.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
We know you got to hit it's early. It's early for you to get back home, but we are so blessed to have you as part of our team. I was happy to come up here.
Thank you.
You are part of our team. Put your hands together. Co-host, thank you so much. You only have to come every couple of months, and maybe
only get to. Come on, have me up more.
All right.
I've only gotten 2 invites. I've been here both times. Come on.
Just show up. That's it. Just walk in.
Thank you.
Traffic's not that bad in the morning.
Thank you. All right. We love you, Erica. Thank you. Thank you, guys.
All right. I know you got to get out of here. God bless. We're going to take a break. This is Erica Salda. I left Michelle Meyering outside. I got the whole DP baseball side outside. They're all outside. We'll be back with more after these messages. We are back, and this is the Santa Barbara Teen Sports Radio Show. I am your host, Erica Salda, the Queen of Teen. Please tune in
every single Tuesday
at 9 a.m. Michelle, get down and give me 20.
Woo! There you go. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Hi.
Hello.
Okay, you were visiting family.
I was visiting my daughters.
Yes.
My youngest is a senior at Mercer University, a volleyball player, and they had senior night.
Ooh.
And she's my height, so she's not very tall for a middle, and 6 kills.
Woo!
All right.
Go Mercer Bears.
Wow. That's a lot of kills.
Yes, it is.
Killed people?
Yeah.
Yes. She killed it.
Mercer.
Yeah.
They called it Mercy.
Yeah.
And then she got that sounds
Merci.
Merci.
Yeah.
And my other daughter was out there. She's in Austin, and she's an interior designer. So
nice.
Yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful.
So now I'm back.
So that's right after the Fright night, and we did well?
We did exceedingly well. They scared the gajebers out of me.
Yeah. I went in.
Yeah.
I videoed it.
Did they not do a fantastic job?
I was okay until something grabbed my ankles, and then that got me because I didn't expect that. I'm like, because I went with somebody, I forgot his name, Steve. I don't forget his name. He was supposed to come on the show the next day, and they didn't come. So I'm like, okay, I got you. Don't worry, I'll protect you. And I was in there because I was pushing him forward. Right, I was in the middle because that's the safest place to be is in the middle.
You were in where?
I went to the haunted house.
Pal's haunted house.
Which haunted house?
Pal, my youth convert our teen center into a haunted house for 2 nights.
Oh, your own kids?
Yeah, Pal.
All my Pal kids.
Pal kids.
Yeah.
They're my kids.
Oh my God, check in.
Pal kids.
She had a head cold for 2 months.
Yeah.
You haven't been on the radio show, but and actually just a big fan. Glow. And I don't know why. And then Glow thought she died because she's been gone for so many. And then Glow's Charlie died. It's been have you been listening to the show? No. And I got a ticket. I'll talk to you about that after the show.
Okay.
It sounds like the evening news. What is this?
I got a ticket for charging my phone. We'll talk about that after the show.
I remember that. I think you
that-
should fight that. That was absolutely not right.
No, it was right. He
it
was
wasn't.
doing his job.
I looked up the DMV.
I love it.
No,
he was
it didn't.
doing his
I
job.
looked it up in the DMV
Yeah.
manual, and no, it's not.
What? Well, we'll talk about it
yeah.
after the
We'll
show.
talk
He was
about it
doing
after.
his
You
job.
brought it up.
We love Pal.
And we love the police
And
officers.
we love the police officers.
We love the police officers. We don't like the tickets.
When my father hit a tree, which put my mother in contractions, and the reason why I was delivered early, and it's the first thing that was showed up was a police officer. I love the police.
The police are amazing.
Right, I love police.
Police are amazing, right, gentlemen?
Yes, we love the police.
However,
Right.
your mother was not in contraction.
What was she in?
was in traction.
Traction. She was in tractions. I don't know anything about that. You know what?
Was she
you know-
giving birth?
You
Was
know,
she pregnant at the time?
It was so funny. You know, my kids went to Catholic school, right? And we had to do the fifth
create
grade.
these conversations?
No,
They're
check this
just-
out. My kids were in
Hey.
fifth grade. We had to do the fifth grade open house, So the teacher thought it was funny to do the little fifth grade test, of the fifth grade, what they learned in fifth
Right.
grade. Well, I had to cheat because I didn't even know the questions. When they do the parts of the body and everything. Okay.
Are you smarter than a fifth grader?
Yes.
Yeah.
No.
The new show is, are you
know what I'm
smarter
talking
than
about?
Erica?
Okay, well, I don't want to get
Come on.
like private. Okay, well, do the private parts of the body in fifth grade. In fifth
goodness.
grade.
I come
I know.
from Brooklyn, New York.
Okay.
We
I know.
learned that in
There's-
kindergarten.
There's another way to phrase
I had
that.
to cheat.
There's another way to
I'm like, what?
Erica,
Like, what?
Erica, there's another way to phrase that so
What?
you don't feel uncomfortable.
What?
It's called a reproductive system.
Yeah, the reproductive system.
There you go.
Well, I was like stretching and I was like looking over my shoulder, okay, and it wasn't like multiple choice or anything. Really, I forgot all those questions. And I'm like, whoa, over there.
No, you forgot all those answers.
Yes, well, I don't need to know the names.
What are we talking
I
about?
don't know.
I don't
It's-
know.
How
Who
did
knows?
we get into reproduction?
I thought it was funny.
I mean, we went from basketball and
I know.
This show
Baseball
drifts,
to
let me tell you.
PAL and
to reproductive organs.
I know.
Erica, you've been sniffing that paint too long.
No, I haven't painted in like 2 days. That's the problem.
That's
That's it
problem.
right
Exactly.
there. Yes.
well, anyway,
You
that's
need
what
to paint.
happens when you're 56.
So how is it at PAL?
PAL is amazing, and I brought 2 guests with me today
Whoa.
that we'll be able to talk to later. I believe Zack Burgess has been on before.
Yes, he's awesome.
He's amazing.
He is
so
amazing.
he is part of the PAL family now. And
Yay.
I brought
Excellent.
Antonio Solis, and he is part of the Riveria youth bike team. They just competed a long ride, and he has
Ooh.
some other exciting things coming up. So we
So everything else is good? So on a
Everything
scale
else
of
is
1 to
good.
10, did we go up 20%, 50%, 100%? How much did we go up on the money? Because I have a degree in economics from Westmont.
for the haunted house.
Yeah.
We went up probably about 25%.
Oh, I like
Ooh, nice.
25%. That's
Very nice.
huge.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's nice on the
That's-
corporate
you had
bottom line.
a haunted house at your house and you charge money?
At the teen center.
See,
The
teen
teen
center.
center. I'm sorry.
Boy.
Yeah,
I have had a head cold
Yeah,
for,
for
a while.
about
At the
6
teen
weeks.
center. Yes, it is all youth-driven projects. So they
Very cool.
plan it.
Nice.
They decorate the teen center.
And tell us,
and they act.
where do the proceeds go?
They go into the Youth Leadership Council fundraising, and that gives them money for, I believe, the next project. Antonio, are these for the Thanksgiving Day baskets? Are the funds for the Thanksgiving Day baskets?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So they're going to do Thanksgiving Day baskets for 5 families.
Antonio!
Good job. That was an oh yeah. We'll get him more engaged in a minute.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right,
Absolutely.
so let's. How much time do we have before break?
It's time.
Is it?
It is.
Okay, let's go to break, and then we're going to introduce. We've got 5 awesome, look like seniors. Are you guys all seniors? Yeah. Yay! I guessed. Okay, we got the Dos Pueblos High School
beard. What do
baseball
you think? He's in
seniors.
ninth grade?
I'm not sure. Okay, and we're gonna get to these guys right after the break. This is Erica Salda, the Queen of Teen. Back with more after these messages. We are back, and this is the Santa Barbara Teen Sports Radio Show. I am your host, Erica Salda, the Queen of Teen. Please tune in every single Tuesday at 9 a.m. All right, we got 5. Count them, 5 team captains. This is exciting for me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, who's going to start?
Very handsome young
I know
men.
they're all studly. All right, we're going to start with who's got the most facial hair. Look at, he's got the biggest
good.
smile, too, right there.
Awesome.
All right, awesome. His name is Awesome. No, what's your first name?
I'm Chris Abbott.
Chris Abbott.
Yep.
All right, Chris. All right, position.
Third base.
Third base. All right, the hot corner. That's what they call the third. I don't know if you guys all know that. Okay.
Nice.
You do? Okay, that's good. Because I knew that. I'm a baseball mom. All right, hot corner. All right, so you've been playing probably since DP, since what? Mini minors?
Yeah, I've been playing since I was 7.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Same league out there, or did you move out here? Or
Goleta Valley South Little League.
Okay, cool. All right, so you guys have all been on the same team all this time, or just moved around, or no?
No, we've all been on different teams growing up. But
Yeah? Okay, so is there a certain kind of synergy with you guys, or are you feeling it, or what? No?
Wow.
What synergy mean?
Define it.
Yeah, please define.
Chemistry.
We have good
Great chemistry.
Yeah?
We
Great
had some
chemistry.
Team bonding at the beginning of the year, right before season. So
Yeah?
good.
And 3 of us have played on a team since we were 10 years old together, and the other 2 played on a
We
little
played on
league
our own team.
on a different little league, and we all played each other every year. So we have known each other baseball-wise for 7 or 8 years by now.
Nice. And then say what your name is. Who your name
My name's Jed Donelon.
Jude. Okay.
Jed.
Jude.
Jed.
Ed Donald.
Jed Donelon.
Tell them what it really means.
All right. No, just kidding.
I believed you for a second.
No. What position do you play, Jed?
I play center field.
Okay. Did you ever throw anybody out at first?
I did that when I was younger a couple times, but not since I was 11 or 12.
Do you still remember it?
Yes.
Oh, how could you not?
Of course.
You cannot
I
forget
mean,
that.
something as rare as that, it's always fun.
Was he kind of like walking?
Well, he was looking,
back
but he
towards
was
you?
perhaps one of our slower individuals,
Oh, was
and
he?
yeah, one of
Head
our
down, just
just
walking.
you know, a bigger guy who
okay.
maybe didn't get up the line as quickly as some of the other guys.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes, you may.
I'm Terri Cooper, by the way. I didn't
Hi,
introduce
nice to
myself.
meet you.
Nice to meet you. What's your name again?
Jed.
So you each are saying what position you play. How do you get to the place where you're identified with that particular position? Do you like it? Is it given to you by a coach? Is that where they find is your greatest strength? How does it happen that you have those positions and become identified with them?
That's a good question. For me, it starts
Thank you.
when you.
Thank you, Jed.
Yeah.
What's your name, Jed?
I think for me, it starts when you first get onto an all-star team or a higher level team in which positions are more greatly defined than they would be on a regular Little League team. And that started for me at age 10. I started playing outfield in the all-star team. And the all-star team shows you what you would play at a higher level, and you kind of stick with those positions.
Has anybody ever said, I want to play a different position?
Yes.
You guys?
Yes, I mean, lots of people like to experiment with like all the different positions, and some people want to, like, for example, they want to try to be a pitcher.
Jed.
And Jed
Can't pitch.
he's an outfielder, and he keeps asking coach every single practice, can I throw a bullpen, and finally coaches started to let him start throwing bullpens.
Well, good for him. Good for him. I mean, why be locked in, you know?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it's better to kind of like become really good at your one craft before you start picking up a whole different position.
I don't think that's true.
But yeah.
It's kind of getting typecast pretty early, you know?
Yeah, I think so.
I'm glad we agreed, Jed.
I'm glad we agreed to.
Trivia question for the baseball players. What is meant by around the horn, and what is the horn in baseball?
The horn is. You want to answer? Okay, I'll answer. The horn is meant as the infield, and around the horn means throwing the ball through around the whole infield from home to third to second to first, back to home. And it's a drill that we would typically use to start off practice when you're younger. We don't do it anymore, but we do it. Is that right?
I'm asking
You're
you.
asking me? Okay. That's how I understand it. Yeah.
Have you any of you ever been a part of a triple play?
Oh, good question.
No.
I don't think so.
I don't think so, yeah.
Double play?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Listen to that all the time. I like the confidence.
Yeah.
Question.
I know. So you're all at Dos Pueblos. When does the baseball season start? Have you already started preseason or just finished? Okay.
March. Yeah, we started games last week, preseason games, and usually we play like a doubleheader or like 2 against like different teams, and then every Saturday we have a different game, different team, and then started I think end of February we get into season or actual regular season games that count towards our record.
Excellent. And if somebody wanted to follow you, do you guys have a separate web page or Facebook fan page or where they can find their schedule?
Yeah, we have a Facebook page that our whole schedule's posted on, and then I think also on like the school website, like the athletics thing, there's our whole like real season schedule up there, so you can go check it out.
There's also the website called Max Preps, which if you search DP Baseball on, will give you our full record and game-by-game statistics.
I'm curious as to what it is for each of the 5 of you that you like about the game, that you're playing it rather than something else.
And if you could say your names, each of you. Yeah, Jed, we know you.
Jed.
And so that we all, so the folks who are listening know who's speaking, okay?
Yes.
For me, ever since I was a little kid, and I used to play other sports when I was small, but I always enjoyed the act of hitting a baseball. I thought that was more fun, and I had more fun hitting and then getting the reward when you get a hit more than anything else in other sports.
Dylan, I think it's just been ever since I was a little kid.
Name?
Kelly. Dylan Kelly.
Thank you.
Ever since I was a little kid, just like when I was 4, I played different sports like Jed did, but it was just always baseball that I always came back to. I just loved throwing it and hitting it and running around the bases as a little kid.
Chris Abbott. My favorite thing about baseball is definitely hitting. Just hitting a baseball hard just feels good. I like it.
My name is Evan Kling. I've tried different sports, and I played football for a little bit, but I didn't like love it like I love baseball, so I didn't want to stick with it. And I've always just liked about baseball that like it's kind of like they always tell you not to be selfish, but it's kind of like you got to be a little selfish up there, and all the pressure's kind of on you when you're up at the plate. Like you can't rely on other people, you got to rely on yourself. So I like
that. Teaches you something for the rest of your life, though, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That the buck doesn't, that you don't always have to do something with other people, that sometimes you have to stand there in the light and shine, no matter how tough it is.
Got to do your thing out there.
That's right.
Isaac Coffey, and I'd say that.
Oh, you've got background.
Yeah.
So exciting.
A big part of baseball is like the mental game, and that's a part that kind of loses a lot of people over the years, probably growing up. Like it's very hard mentally. If you make a mistake, like you gotta kind of put it behind you right away and get on to the next thing. But definitely like the mental part's like definitely a perk at this point, and I'd say pitching is one of my favorite parts. Just kind of strategy and going to face hitters and knowing what to throw and how to throw it.
So you said the mental thing.
Yeah.
You guys are all coaches, yeah? So how do you support your players so that they don't get disheartened, so that they get encouraged to pick themselves up and go on? Do you all have a different strategy? Do you have a common strategy? Would you address that for us?
Well, we're the players, but that's okay. I
thought you said you were all coaches.
Captains.
We're all the captains.
Captains?
Yeah. So we still have
captains, and I said coaches, Jed. I'm so sorry.
I wasn't going to correct you. I just wanted to let you know.
No. Thank you, Jed. I really appreciate that. You're all captains. So are you responsible for helping your team to stay mentally up there? Because you said it's difficult.
I think it's half and half with both us and our actual coaches. Their job is also to keep us energized and keep us up, but at a certain point, teenagers are only going to listen to other teenagers, and that's kind of where we come in to talk to the other players and make sure that they're feeling okay and that they're not
counseling.
down. It's both, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Great, thank you.
Thank you. Are any of you looking to play after your high school careers, colleges, or?
Yeah, I'm actually committed to Oral Roberts University in Oklahoma to play next year. That was kind of like a whole thing going through summers. My goal to play at the next level, and that happened this fall. So that's really exciting.
Congratulations!
Thank you.
Yeah, and I would love to play in college. I'm looking forward to finding a good school that's a good fit for me, and then hopefully being able to play at the next level.
So does that mean you guys get, are you looking for scholarships to do this? Or do you just go and pick a school that you can get into and then go for the team and hope you make it? How does it work?
Chris. For me personally, I'm kind of undecided on whether or not I actually want to play at the next level. I had to miss the last 7 months due to knee surgery, but my plan is to just see how this year plays out on the field for me, and then I'll make a decision based on my academics and athletics, and just wherever I end up, I know I'll be happy. So that's just kind of my plan personally.
Do you find that there's pressure from family and teachers and coaches after being in it for so long that to continue in a college level? Do you get that kind of pressure, or do you really have the opportunity and freedom to say, no, I don't want to go on?
I'd say personally it's just I think definitely there's a bit of a pressure to go on to the next level. But ultimately, it's your own decision in the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you have to live it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You guys all feel the same way? I'm sorry. Michelle, every time you open your mouth, my big mouth is right in there. I apologize.
I try, every
I'm sorry.
other
You're just a little blonde girl. I'm just forget it. I used to eat you guys for breakfast in Brooklyn. I'm so sorry.
It's all good.
Let me ask you guys. You've been playing the game for a while, obviously. You watch the game, I'm sure, on television. You've got your favorite teams, right? Okay. What are your feelings in regards to the players in the major leagues who become the standouts and sometimes over and above the team? How do you guys feel as far as, I know you each want to succeed as individuals, but as far as you won't win unless the team is playing in sync, right? So what are your feelings about that?
I feel like it is it's a group effort, and you have to be everyone has to be have the same goal, and we've set our goals already. We want to go undefeated. We feel like that's something that we can accomplish, and if we can't go undefeated for a whole season, we know we can hopefully go undefeated during league, because that's just one of our goals. So we just need to make sure that we're all going for it together, and we're not getting too selfish and being too selfish for that whole thing. But I hopefully that can happen for us.
Anybody else?
No.
Anyone?
Awesome. I'm really proud of you guys. This is great. You guys seem like you got it all going on. We got some T-shirts here for you. If you want to stick around, that'd be awesome. If not, if you got to get back to school, that'd be awesome.
They all say Jed on them.
That's awesome. I love it. Let's take a break. This is Erica Salda, the Queen of Team. Back with more of these messages. We are back, and this is the Santa Barbara Teen Sports Radio Show. I am your host, Erica Salda, the Queen of Teen. Please tune in every single Tuesday. Wow, that was intense. Where else can you find us, Erica?
Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, online. Where else?
Everywhere.
Everywhere.
What did you say? I wasn't listening, Blondie.
Oh, yeah. My mouth was moving.
You can find us all the places you mentioned. And did you mention on the radio? And
the radio and streaming.
And we're on 4 times a week. Did you know that?
Yes, we are on 4 times.
Yeah, we are. Do you know when that would be?
Sunday,
this is a test. There is a multiple choice. Tuesdays at 9 and 11 p.m. And then we're on again.
Sunday.
We are on. Just keep listening to this station full time, and eventually you will hear us. Okay, and we're on at 3 o'clock in the morning. When? Monday morning at 3 a.m. We all meet in the kitchen for pie and milk, and we listen to Teen Sports Radio and little blonde people who are serving us.
Sip them well.
Yes. Unbelievable. All right, so we're going to have an undefeated team to watch in Dos Pueblos. baseball. I'm very excited about that. The football team's been rocking. Baseball team is going to follow suit. It's going to be exciting. And who did you bring? Michelle.
I know
Meyering.
today. So I'm Michelle Meyering, the director of the Police Activities League. Woo! I brought.
They're on cheering squad.
I am. I cheer for Pal all the time.
She is waving her pom poms right now.
I am.
You like the
biggest
police? You
cheerleader.
gotta like Michelle.
Yes, and so I have Antonio Solis with me today. He's
Woo,
one of our
Antonio!
teams. And I have Zack Burgesses, who is a brand new member of our PAL family and the director of the Riveria Youth Bike Team.
Yes.
Here. So.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Come in.
That was a horrible. Let's do that again. Yay! That's better.
Okay.
All right.
Thank
Now
you.
look at him smile. He liked that. That's a warm welcome.
I know. So the Riviera Youth Bike Team trained for 12 weeks leading up to the SB 100. Wow. So, Tony, tell us a little about your training.
Okay, well, took very long, very tiring.
How many days a week did you train?
I believe it was 2 days a week, and on a Saturday we went out and biked a couple, 2-3 miles every day?
We did like 10 to 15 miles per Saturday.
I guess. Don't remember that.
Wait, tell us what you don't like about it.
We don't tell them the distance, so that way they just go farther. It's like it's one more mile. No. Psychological training too.
I know. And the culminating event was 35 miles at the SB 100. And what did you all earn?
We all earned our new bikes that they provided for us after we trained and after we finished the race.
Wow. Cool.
So I'm going to let Zack talk a little bit more about the program because there's a little bit more than just the riding component.
Sure. So Riviera Youth Bike Team, I was actually in here, I think 2 years ago, talking about our first program. And through being part of the community and just everyone wishing us well, we eventually found Michelle and Pal to be our home. So Pal adopted Ribbit. We call it Ribbit for short. So our logo is a frog on a bicycle, so it all makes sense. Riviera Youth Bike Team, RYBT. So Pal adopted Ribbit in August, and we had our third program with about 12 kids who all earned bikes again over the course of 4 months. So during that time, they do other things like, change a flat tire clinic and spin classes, gym classes, and we condensed it down to a pretty busy program this year. But it was pretty cool just to have our final event last October, where the kids all earned their bikes over the course of this long ride. And they were surrounded by another 1,000 cyclists that were out there doing this ride and other courses and stuff. So it took us, 5.5 hours or so of Saturday morning ride?
Right.
Yeah.
Where do you train?
Yeah, so we were lucky to have some other community supporters in town too. So the kids train at Mad Fitness, which is a spin studio workout facility.
Right across the street from PAL.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, across the street from PAL in the basement sort of Calm, which is also where some of our kids come from. So, so we're just really lucky and grateful to have had PAL support, and we're looking forward to having more programs.
And where do you get the bikes?
Yeah, so
does somebody volunteer them, give them to you? Do the kids have to?
Yeah, so I've been fundraising. We've had events to raise funds for the bikes. We had an event at Paradise Cafe in July. We have a couple just cash donations that support us.
And Hazards gives us a fairly good deal.
Yep, Hazards gives us a deal on the bikes, and they build all the bikes for free for us. They comp all of their shop time.
Wonderful.
Yeah, which is great. And I'm sure I'm leaving out other people too that also help out. So, but it's always been a really
So
just
it's
cool
a community effort. I mean, you have a lot of nice people participating and making it happen.
Yeah, I think we have about 9 or 10 sponsors total that have all worked in some area of getting us, kids and bikes and jerseys and helmets.
So if a kid wanted to get in, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
If a kid wanted to get involved in biking, learning how to bike better, and doing one of these programs, how would they do that? Would they come through you, Michelle?
They come through PAL.
Okay.
You could actually expand the whole training thing if you made them build the bicycles from a kit. And I mean literally, you could teach them welding on how to weld the things together and then they're really dependent upon.
I actually wanted to do that. I almost got that figured out with Sinner frameworks. It didn't come together, unfortunately, this year, but maybe in future years, because Sinner has their own welding shop to build steel bicycles.
Although I do know that they could make them where if you slide one tube inside of another and you have a bolt and it holds it together, that kind of thing. You could do that too, rather than welding. Yeah, locked together, but. I used to, when I was a kid, I was fixing and repairing bicycles all the time.
You're hired.
And
we have a position for you.
Now,
it is 50 hours volunteer.
I take my bicycle and I have somebody else take care of it. Mm-hmm. Okay? I've done enough of that. Getting chain grease all over my fingers and taking out the innards of the rear hub and all of that kind of stuff, and the coaster brake, and just crazy.
Yeah, well, we teach the kids to work on their own bikes too, so the flat tire stuff. We made them sign a contract saying that they understood how to change a tire, how to fix your chain, a couple other things too. Wear a helmet. They actually signed a contract the day before the big event saying that if we actually catch them without a helmet, then we actually take their bike back. So just for further reinforcement of how serious some parts of those things are with riding safely on the road and being part of the community.
Well, we love you guys, and thanks. Please come back again, because what you're doing is amazing.
Thanks.
I love the merger. When you first announced it, it was brilliant. Great job, Michelle. Thank you so much.
Keep them riding safe.
Yeah, thank you. Great, brilliant idea. Really, seriously, it all came together with the synergy and the logistics of everything around it. Yeah, definitely. Let's take a break. One more section. Don't go away. Fill up your coffee. Be back with more after these messages. We are back, and this is the Santa Barbara Teen Sports Radio Show. I am your host, Erica Salda, the Queen of Teen. Please tune in
every single Tuesday.
Yeah. In the house, Robert Brown, GPHomeStay. Put your hands together. Woo! We love GPHomeStay.
How you doing, Erica? Good to
doing
be here.
Good. How you doing?
Doing well,
So listen, after we get out of here, you better give me all high marks, okay? Because Pure and Nico have been paid very well. The house is clean.
Okay.
Okay, because, right before you come, I got to have the house is clean.
The refrigerator's stacked.
Everything is stacked. Everything is staged
Beds are
very
made.
Nicely.
Okay, good.
Because I heard that there's an award, and I don't think there is, because last year I thought there was an award. I didn't get nothing. I can't believe somebody.
The host family of the year award?
Yeah, exactly. Nothing.
Well,
somebody lied. Nothing. Now you're the new guy, and did you not say I got a rice cooker?
You did get one, huh?
Yes.
Is it still working?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yes. Okay, so no award, right? You were teasing.
No.
There's no award.
There's no award.
Okay,
but,
all right. But my boys are happy.
Okay. Good,
right?
Good.
Are they?
We're going to find out.
Oh.
No, but I think for the most part, your boys are very happy.
Okay,
there hasn't been any complaints.
For the most part. Why are you talking cryptically?
Well,
for the most part.
Because he's been hearing from the neighbors, and the noise is just getting out of this world.
Sorry.
Yeah. I mean, usually by this time of the school year, we get a good grasp of how the students are doing in the home, and there hasn't been any complaints yet.
Nothing.
That's good.
Yeah.
So what do you look for? Seriously, what do you look for when you go into a home, and what would determine a reconsideration? Not that it will happen at Erica's, but know. Of course.
What we look for is, before a student gets matched with a host family, we go in and we do a site visit. And there's usually just three main things: that they have a bedroom with a bed, the host family can pick up and drop off the student from school, and then provide 3 meals a day.
That's pretty basic.
Yeah. So if a host can do those things, then that makes them qualified. And
physically, but what about environment-wise, psychologically? Does anybody check on that sort of stuff?
Oh yeah. If we get the feeling that the student is never unhappy, or if they're not getting fed enough, that's when we have to do some sort of mediation.
Is there any training for the host families?
We do have orientations, and I believe there's an online training that hosts need to do.
Dominique did all that.
Yeah. So there is some training, and throughout the whole process, if they ever have any questions, that's why they put guys like me in this position to because there's a lot of cultural differences and whatnot.
And what's your training?
My training is
This is an interview.
Jed.
Tell us about it, Jed.
Jed's going to conduct the interview.
Where's Jed?
There he is.
Right here.
But my
Not to
training.
put you on the spot, but what brought you to it, and what do you love about what you do? And
I majored in college. I graduated from UMass Boston and as a Spanish major, and from that it took me on these different journeys, and one of them being China, where I lived there for 1 year, and I think I may have gotten hired just because I'm pretty familiar with the Chinese culture and 我会说一点中国. So I can speak a little Chinese. So
that's
that
what I
helps.
had for lunch today at the Panda Express.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so I got a corner in the house there, and it's I got straw, I got a garden they can forage, so we got food and we got the place to lay.
Mm-hmm.
Is that enough?
Well, is there a window?
No, yeah.
We can make one.
Okay.
We can cut it out of the cotton.
Yeah. That might be cutting it close.
I mean, at the end of the day, you're servicing Bishop Dago High School. Let me ask you this: because we only got a lot. We got not a lot of time. Give me your contact information because you're up on the board.
So if
you got a commercial.
we're actively looking for hosts right now for enrolling students for the next year, and if any hosts are interested, GPHomeStay.com. They can just go on that website and fill out the inquiry form. That's G as in George, P as in Pennsylvania, homestay.com. And if not, you can always reach out to Erica, and she can put you in contact with me.
All right. Hey, we're out of time. Santa Barbara, we love you. Please be kind today. God bless you. See you next week.